Hello everyone, AVT here with another video for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Today we're going to be going over your first raid squad. This squad is exclusively for the Rancor raid. It consists of a Tebow lead, Fives, Ezra, the TIE Fighter pilot, and Qui-Gon Jinn. So as we jump into the video here, I will explain to you why we use each of these characters and where to get them. And also, just for this video, I subbed in Dengar for my TIE Fighter pilot, but trust me, the TIE Fighter pilot is much better overall. Now, the Rancor raid is all about turn meter removal. The entire key to success is guaranteeing that the raid boss gets to go as few times as possible. So we're going to start off with Tebow. Tebow is easily the most accessible leader early in the game for the Rancor raid, and it is entirely possible to solo the entire raid with him as your leader. His leadership ability reads: allies have a 55% chance to gain stealth for one turn at the beginning of their turns, and a 50% chance to gain 25% turn meter at the end of their turns. This is critical because it plays into Tebow's ability to remove turn meter. Tebow's basic states that deal physical damage to target enemy. If Tebow is stealthed, also remove 100% turn meter. Now this basic, combined with his leadership ability and his special Ewok scramble tactics, is what allows Tebow to successfully control the Rancor's turn meter. His special reads: Ewok allies gain 100% turn meter, and Tebow gains stealth for 3 turns. Other Ewok allies also have a 30% chance to gain stealth for 2 turns. These 3 abilities alone grant you massive control over the raid boss's turn meter. You lead with Ewok scramble tactics to grant stealth, and then follow it up with Tebow's basic, and that turn meter's gone. As you can see in the video, Tebow consistently removes 100% turn meter from the raid boss. Now moving on to Fives, I put Fives into this lineup for 2 reasons. One is his basic. His basic ability has a very high chance to apply speed down to enemies. This gives you an even greater chance of controlling the raid boss's turn meter, and in addition, his special calls one ally to assist. This can be very useful if you can get Tebow or Qui-Gon to assist, as either of them remove turn meter on their basic abilities. Now onto another critical character in this lineup is the TIE Fighter pilot. So even though Tebow can remove 100% turn meter, that does not mean it's going to happen every time. The raid bosses can inherently resist debuffs and turn meter removal. So the TIE Fighter's basic ability reads: deal physical damage to target enemy and deal 35% more damage for each enemy suffering a debuff. Inflict tenacity down for 2 turns on a critical hit. This tenacity down is going to be huge in helping you consistently apply debuffs and remove turn meter. I personally swapped in Dengar for this footage just because I was curious about his thermal detonators, in addition to the tenacity down he has, but it really doesn't seem to be very helpful. And I would rather just have the raw damage of the TIE Fighter pilot, plus Dengar is much harder to farm and gear than the TIE Fighter pilot. Moving right along into Ezra, I put Ezra in this lineup for several reasons. The first is pure damage output. Ezra actually does quite a lot of damage, especially if you have his Zeta ability, which is not at all necessary, but it does help his damage output. Secondly, I put him in here because of his targeted call to assist. It is absolutely vital to have the ability to call Tebow to assist if for some reason he failed to remove turn meter on his previous basic attack. And last but not least, Ezra is an excellent addition because you should not have to do any additional farming to add him to this roster. You should already have him. He's good for actually 3 legendary events: Grandmaster Yoda, Palpatine, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, I've decided to put Qui-Gon at the bottom of this list for a reason. He is one character that you can actually sub out in this lineup for another. I placed him here because of his ability to call assists and remove turn meter on his basic, but his ability to remove turn meter is rather unreliable, and you can easily swap him out for the First Order officer, who not only can remove turn meter, but can grant turn meter to allies as well. Now, onto farming these characters and their gear level. These characters are all very easy to get in the early game. Tebow is found in the Galactic War Store, Fives is found in the Cantina Store, Ezra on a Cantina node, TIE Fighter Pilot on a Cantina node, and Qui-Gon Jinn and the First Order Officer are both found in the Cantina Store. So, as I said, very accessible for new players, and not at all difficult to farm to 7 stars. As for gear level, the footage I had rolling in the background is of a heroic tier Rancor raid, and my characters, except for Dengar, are all sitting at gear level 8. So another upside to this squad is that you don't even have to gear them all that highly to achieve success in this raid. And I just wanted to show you this end card really quickly. With this squad, I was able to do almost 2.6 million damage on a heroic Rancor raid with gear 8 characters. I know I probably could have played this a little better and gotten more damage out of this squad, but regardless, 2.6 million damage for such a basic squad is fantastic. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.